Let's bring in ABC's Cokie Roberts and Matt Dowd. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning. We're glad to see you there, Dan and Paula.
Thank you.
Fourth.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me start with you, Cokie. Some defenders of this video are saying, look, this was clearly a joke and self-important journalists are taking it too seriously. What's your take?
You know, I'd prefer not to talk about the president's tweets at all. I think that he's trying to distract us with sort of bright, shiny objects from his failed programs. But the fact is that this one we really do have to talk about. It is appalling. First of all, I didn't know about the original WWE thing, which is pretty appalling in itself. But, you know, we are in a time when somebody goes to a ball field and shoots people just because they're Republicans, not an individual as assassins normally did, but just because they're Republicans. We could easily be at a time where somebody decides to shoot people just because they're journalists, and that's really scary.
Matt, are we watching a familiar ritual play out here? The president does or says something provocative, and establishment media voice their outrage, and meanwhile, the president's base either shrugs it off or cheers him on. Is this any different to your mind?
Well, you're right. The president continues to do things that are very provocative and beneath the office. I mean, I think it has had a dramatic effect since Inauguration Day. If you think about the president, he got 46% of the vote. Today, his job approval rating is 37%, which means there's been a deterioration of people that support him. But more importantly, for the president politically, almost 50% of the country now strongly disapproves of this president, and much of that rise has been his own self-inflicted wounds over the course of his presidency.
Cokie.
Now, of course, a huge part of the country also disapproves of the media, and
right.
And he has been very successful in ginning that up.
Now, you said before that it's a bright, shiny object to distract us. Do you think that you see a real strategy here?
Yes, I absolutely do. The president tweets and we talk about it instead of talking about the fact that health care can't get through, that the tax reform isn't happening, and that the president is going off to this G20 summit where he is going to meet with Vladimir Putin. And what about Russia and Russia's influence on our election? We're not talking about those things. We're talking about the president's tweets.
Well, let's talk about that, Matt. This meeting with Putin coming up in just days. What are the stakes here for President Trump, given all of the ongoing investigations and given the fact, as we pointed out over the weekend here on GMA, that he's said tough things about many of the world's leaders, but not about Putin?
I don't remember the president putting out a WWE video related to Vladimir Putin
Right.
or attacking Vladimir Putin in the course of this. He's attacked the press, and it's unbelievable in the course of the 4th of July, more than he's attacked Russia or Vladimir Putin in this. I'll disagree with Cokie, which I hesitate to do, on one thing. I think this is a distraction, but just like if somebody swims naked in the river in my backyard, it's a distraction, but doesn't mean it's a strategy. And so, yes, he's distracting this, and yes, there's big issues to face, but this is a guy that has impulse control problems, and it's not somebody that's strategic about this. He does these things, and then everybody else has to clean up the mess.
So somebody has clearly been swimming naked in your backyard, Matt, because I don't know where else you would have pulled that metaphor out of. All right. Thank you very much, Cokie and Matt. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much.